Welcome to the bold analysis. The situation, there is some news from Haiti that a second Kenyan officer has died in Haiti in a very unclear circumstance, and I've seen conflicting reports that the police officer went missing. More is to get attention of this, and I would just want us to look at these reports keenly and also look at what the national police is actually saying. The officer, of course, let's just get, I just want to read verbatim what has been said, then we tell you what the police are saying. Another Kenyan police officer killed by gangs in Haiti during peacekeeping mission. This is what Kenyans would see of, this is their headline, and this is what they're saying. The Kenyan officer whose identity remained undisclosed was shot dead by gang members on Tuesday during an operation in the lower Atibonite region, which is located 92 kilometers north of Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince. During the tragedy, three armored, and I want you to look at what the situation, rather the circumstance. Three armored vehicles belonging to the peacekeepers were set on fire. Three armored vehicles set on fire by armed gangs, creating a situation of panic among the officers. While confirming the reports, Kenyan police spokesperson in Haiti, Jack Ombaka, revealed that the incident occurred after the vehicles got stuck in a ditch, suspected to have been deliberately done by the guns. So, in fact, this is what happened. Haiti National Police were the ones that were actually using those armored vehicles. So they went somewhere, but the gangs dug they did some hole, some manhole. Then, because they knew that the armored vehicles were going to pass through there. So when the vehicles got to that place, they were stuck. So what then happened? In response, the mine resistance ambush protected MRAP vehicles from Beto, which is located in Central Haiti, were dispatched to assist the recovery. Unfortunately, during the recovery operation, one of them also got stuck, while the other developed mechanical issue. I don't buy the whole thing now. According to him, it was during an attempt to repair the armed vehicles that the gang members launched an attack on the Kenyan police officers. Following the incident, the gang members took away the deceased body, which is currently in their custody despite attempts by the peacekeepers to retrieve it. As per the spokesperson, specialist teams have been deployed to conduct search and determine the whereabouts of the police officer. The latest development comes after Samuel Kitwai was also shot dead by armed Caribbeans in Gamsi, the Caribbean nation. Question, and this was seemed to be, and I want us to get the context. Haiti National Police ndio walikuwa hapo kwanza. The vehicle got stuck. Then this one by Kenyan police officers went there for a rescue operation. Then apparently when you go for a rescue operation, then there is a mechanical issue. During this mechanical issue, the officers are trying to repair them, then that's when the ambush is done. Question. Why just the Kenyan police officers? Why just one? I want to believe, how is that operation being done? Are Kenyan police officers going for an operation alone? Are they going with others? And why just the Kenyan police officers? This is the second time, this is the second officer that is on record. I don't know if there are others that are on record. On record, the other day, we saw the body of Samuel Kitwai. Just last week, Samuel Kitwai's body was received in Nairobi here after he was shot. And look at the look at the death of Kitwai. Just on February 24th, MSS's Police Commander Godfrey Otunge revealed that Kitwai was that one. Who's this now? The gentleman you're seeing in that casket, the gentleman in that casket, the body in that casket, revealed that Kitwai was shot in Abonite during anti-gang operation and was immediately rushed to hospital. However, due to the extent of gunshot wound, the police constable passed away while receiving treatment in one of the hospitals in Haiti. Kitwai became the first casualty of the Kenyan-led mission. So in 1 month, on 24th February, we lost an officer. In March 25th, we've also lost another officer. Both of them, there is an encounter with the gang. Is it the only Kenyan officers that are facing these gangs? I want to believe that this mission, yes, is led by Kenya, but the other, it's a it's a multi-agency and multi-country operation. Why are other countries not losing their soldiers? Why is only us losing our soldiers? Look at the statement from the National Police. Missing Kenyan police officer in Haiti. National Police Service has been notified that a Kenyan police officer serving under the Kenyan-led Multinational Security Support Mission MSSS in Haiti is missing. The officer was reported missing while on duty on 25th March 2025 following an ambush incident along Carrefour Pai Sevian main supply route in the Point Sonda area, Abonite Department. The Multinational Security Support Mission is in collaboration with the Haitian National Police. It's actively conducting a search and rescue operation to locate the missing officer. It's not missing, that the stories are conflicting. The Kenyan police is talking about a missing officer. The other report is talking about officer is dead, shot, dead. I tend to see that there is some similarity between the Kitwai death and this other one. And both in the hands of gang, there are a bit serious concerns to be done. Now, curiously, when Kitwai died and the police officer from Kajiado passed on, we attended a funeral. Do you know that state officers, President Ruto, there was no condolence message from the president. There was no representation from the Ministry of Interior. In fact, there was only the police bosses and Kalonzo Musyoka's side. Kalonzo Musyoka and the other Azimio faction, Kalonzo, Eugene, were the ones that were in Kajiado to attend that burial. And I honestly saw the political wing, the Minister of Interior, the Office of the President, those fellows kept off that burial. While there was some very contentious thing about the widow. I think that was raised by Kalonzo Musyoka.
Ndugu yetu Bwene, it's good to see you. National Security Advisor Deputy, I think wa dada yetu aliyekuwa minister kutoka huko Ukambani, I think, and your team. Mheshimiwa Senator, I want to tell you, yule mtoto, and it is true, Naomi ni mtoto, hata mkimwangalia ako na watoto wachanga wawili. But huyu kijana shupavu ameacha kijana, ameacha msichana, jina lake linaendelea. Lakini huyo mama atahitaji kuwalea kwa kiwango ambacho umeelezea Bwana Wasengeli. Ninaona kama amesikia. But huyu mtoto ametoka, niliuliza nikaambiwa na Deputy Governor Moshisho kwamba aliwacha at Form 3. She's too young. This young mother can study until she becomes a university graduate. Mimi nakupa hiyo kazi dada yetu, because I know the passion with which you look at a fellow. Huyu mtoto kwanza asome. Mimi mheshimiwa uliyosema tiga unakataa. Huyu mtoto apatiwe kazi haraka iwezekanavyo, watoto wapate angalau kujua accept, adjust, advance. They advance because baba yao askari ana advance. Kwa hivyo sisi hatuna mambo mengi. I don't want to add or subtract what my brother Eugene Wamalo has said. He has put it so clearly. I only want to say, because of this underfunding of the Haiti Mission. My lazima ulikaa Marekani. You pronounce Haiti as Haiti. Huyu jamaa Marekani wewe. Wewe ulisoma huko nadhani. Sisi tunasema Haiti, my anasema Hairi. Hii mission ya Hairi hii iko na shida kwa ordinary Kenyan taxpayer because of the withdrawal of the funding by the main sponsor, the United States of America, under those very special arrangements, I think, between...
So, something is not adding up. And it is time we need to ask ourselves the right questions, the hard questions on Haiti Mission. Of course, we know and we expect that such were eventualities. But the new wave of it is a bit worrying. And you also wonder, where would they carry the body? Why would they carry the body of the deceased? Why not leave? Where would they carry the body of the deceased? Where would the gangs carry the body of the deceased? Because they want more operation to happen. Because I want to believe that now the security mission will start doing an operation to look for the deceased. So they're just opening war fronts with the security mission. But it should also worry Kenya, and the team from Nairobi must question why it's only our brothers that are dying in the Caribbean nation. We've always insisted it was not worth the fight. We don't share anything with Haiti. So masquerading as if we want to bring peace there, and while locally here we have our own problem, we've always been insisting, we insisted, it's not for the national good. There is the issue of reciprocity. We are not seeing the reciprocity on it. I don't know what we sell in Haiti or what Haiti buys from us. I don't know. So we don't need to. Some factors to be put into consideration are here. Why are the gangs targeting only the Kenyan soldiers? Or rather in encounters, where is the vulnerability only on the side of the Kenyan soldiers? A very important question that the team from Nairobi must ask. Because remember, the initial team which was there walikuwa wale wa Haiti National Police. The Kenyan team went for a rescue operation. In fact, the armored vehicle was stuck there. It was even burnt. Why is it that that vehicle is burnt na wanyo wako nao wametoroka na mwenye mkuja kwa rescue ndiye anauawa? Come on. Was it a target? Number two. There are other forces in the Caribbean nation. It's not only Kenyan. There are other forces from other countries. Benin. There is Jamaica. There is Colombia. There are other countries. I think there is even Togo. There are other countries there. Why Burundi? Why is it that it's only Kenyan forces who are dying? The gangs are roaring back in the street. Did we achieve what took us there? And at what point were we supposed to make an exit? We know that the country is not politically stable, and probably we were supposed to go and achieve stability. And that is why the mission ought to have ended, I think, by December last year, if I'm not wrong. Then it was extended for another 1 year. And then it was being the characters that are vouching for it to be a UN mission. After underfunding shortfalls that were occasioned, that have been affecting the mission. Kenya even had to do a budget, set out a budget for that Haiti mission. US is committing, Trump is still committing to support it, but not fully. What with the new funding cuts that Trump could actually be facing, that Trump could actually be putting sanctions on, could be putting in terms of these sanctions, it will be important for Kenya to evaluate and review the future of that mission and find out whether it will still be right. It's still tenable for Kenya to continue with the Haiti mission. We need to ask ourselves the tough questions. Is it tenable? Is it worth it to continue with that mission, or we can call it off and come back home. How many soldiers should we lose? Why not? Why just us? The US is saying they may not fund it. How about today? One day they rise, and these gangs are back in the street, back with a big bang, back in the streets. So what exactly is our effect there? And are we taking care of the whole thing? Because state officers skipped Constable Tway burial, Kitway burial. So I'm a bit interested on how this runs out, but we need to find out whether it will be right to leave Haiti. Thank you.